Welcome back, students and families, to our campus involvement session. We've got some staff here today to talk to you about getting connected to campus. To start, I'm going to have our panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith Atchison, and I'm the Director of Campus Activities and Programs. I'm going to be sharing some information about the Campus Activities and Programs Office, also known as CAP. The mission of the CAP office is to provide students with opportunities to create meaningful relationships, explore interests, and develop a sense of self and an appreciation for their community. CAP is primarily made up of 4 areas: campus events, student groups, fraternity and sorority life, and the Student Government Association. All UNCG students have the opportunity to attend a variety of programs and events offered by CAP throughout the year, and these are free and open to all of our students. Fraternity and sorority life at UNCG is one way to find a community of students within the larger UNCG student body. There are currently over 20 active social fraternities and sororities on campus, representing 4 different governing councils. Many of our fraternal organizations are actively involved in the community, leader development, and positively representing the UNCG student body. Another way you can get involved is through one of the 250 student groups at UNCG. There are academic groups, club sports, multicultural organizations, political groups, religious organizations, social groups, and so much more. Joining a student group is a great way for you to find a community here at UNCG through shared interests, networking, and team development. The CAP office also advises the Student Government Association at UNCG. SGA serves as the voice of the student body and is a connection between students and administrators at the institution. New students are able to get involved in all of these opportunities early in their time at UNCG and can start building their community to call UNCG home.
Thanks for joining us again today, Meredith. Now, I'm going to have our next presenter introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Dodd-Blakely, and I work with a program on campus called Your First Year. Your First Year, or YFY for short, is a resource on campus specifically designed to help students during their first year on campus at UNCG, whether you're a first-year student or a transfer student. We have a variety of programs, services, things we offer to help you, and we're also always here whenever you need us for something. There's a variety of different ways you can contact us and things that we offer. I'm going to go over some of it today briefly, but we also have a video uploaded to your Virtual SOAR Canvas page where we go into everything in much more depth, so make sure you check it out. One of the most popular things that we have is our YFY texting line. We love to get texts from you, and we like to hear from you. Our number is 1-336-541-6939. If you're local, you do need to use 1 in the area code for the text message to go through. You can text us any question, anytime. We'll help you by either answering the question directly or getting you in contact with another resource or someone who can answer it in more depth for you. I mentioned that you can do it. You can text us anytime. If you have a text or a question late at night, just send us a text. We do answer the texting line during normal business hours. So if you text us late at night, you'll probably hear back from us the next day. We also offer social media and a monthly newsletter where we are constantly sharing helpful information for you in a timely way. So when it comes time to start thinking about advising and registration for the next semester classes, if you're following us on social media, and if you're keeping an eye out for our newsletters, we will have a lot of helpful tips and advice there for you. For social media, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can follow us at UNCGYFY, and I hope that you start following us today. Another thing that we have, which we were really excited to launch this summer, is our Connect Up program. Connect Up is a program where we collect information from you about your interests and your hobbies, and we pair you or match you with groups of other individuals, other incoming students who share those same interests and hobbies. You all can chat through a GroupMe app and find times to connect up. It's a great way to have connections even before you arrive on campus in August, and sometimes the people that you meet through Connect Up end up being your first friends on campus. Be sure to check out the video because there's a lot more information about Connect Up, and you can sign up for that program via that Virtual SOAR Canvas page today.
Thanks, Rachel. And now can you tell us about FYE 101, Succeed at the G?
Of course. FYE 101 Succeed at the G is a 2-credit academic transition seminar course that students can take during their first semester on campus. We have sections for first-year students as well as transfer-only sections. The course is taught by an FYE instructor as well as a peer academic leader, and taking the course is a great way to get to know campus, learn more about campus resources, and meet new friends. You can learn more about the FYE 101 Succeed at the G course by watching the video in your Virtual SOAR Canvas page.
Thank you to Meredith and Rachel for that great insight. We're now going to move into our question and answer portion of our session. Rachel, how will students learn their way around campus in August?
Students, it's totally normal to feel a little bit nervous about how you're going to find your way around a big campus when you get here in August. Don't worry, we will be here with you and we'll be here to help you. Your first year is going to have Spartan Spears volunteers placed all around campus. They're easy to spot because they wear lime green t-shirts and they carry lime green clipboards. So when you leave your residence hall in the morning or you get to campus for the first time and you're headed to your first class, or when you're headed to your second or your third class or whatever it might be, dining hall, etc., you can stop. You'll see a spear standing somewhere nearby within eyesight. Just ask them whatever questions that you have, whether you're trying to find your way to a place or whether you have a general question about the first couple of days of classes that you're still trying to figure out. Just ask the Spartan Spears. They'll be there to help you. We always say, look for the lime because that's the easiest way to spot them. Another really good resource is the UNCG mobile app. If you haven't downloaded the mobile app yet, I would highly recommend it. The mobile app is available on the Google Play Store as well as the App Store, and it's free to download. Within the UNCG mobile app, there's a lot of things, but specifically there is a map where you can plug in what building you're trying to get to, and the map will automatically give you directions for how to walk and make it to where you're trying to go. Another cool feature in the app is that the Spartan Chariot buses around campus have a updated live schedule showing exactly where every bus is and when they're coming to their next stop. That can be very helpful when you've got a busy day and you're trying to make it from place to place.
That's great. The UNCG mobile app is such a great resource because you literally have everything about UNCG right in the palm of your hand. And trust me, you won't miss the lime green around campus. Meredith, how can new students learn about campus orgs or new student groups across campus?
Hey, Austin, that's a great question. So we at UNCG have an online database called Spartan Connect. So students can find that and log into that at spartanconnect.uncg.edu. And the great thing about this resource is that it has a list of all of our student groups on campus. And it also will highlight all of our events, other programs that are happening by other departments as well. And so if you are interested in music, for example, you can go into Spartan Connect and you can type in music, and any group that has that listed as one of their themes or interests will show up as an option for you to learn more about that group. There's also an opportunity to search specifically by a certain organization. So maybe you know that UNCG has a club that you're really interested in and you want to find that exact club, you can do that. Spartan Connect will also list either a website that you can go to, the primary contact, an additional email address, social media links, different information about each group. And on each group's page, you can also learn more about any upcoming events that they might be having, such as meetings, that kind of stuff. So it's a really great resource. All of students at UNCG have access to that. And I encourage anyone who's using Spartan Connect to fully log into the program so that you can really see everything available. Additionally, over the summer, we will have information. We have some student groups who have recorded videos to share with our incoming students, but you can learn more about your student group. And so we'll have that available on our website at cap.uncg.edu. We also, throughout the year, try to highlight different student groups through our social media. So certainly check us out, and all of that information should be right there.
There's literally a club for everything here at UNCG. And even if it's not, you can make it. But you do have to follow the rules, of course, as Meredith will say. But again, you can always make a new group, and there's so many to choose from here at UNCG. Outside of student organizations, what are some other ways to learn about opportunities to get involved on campus? Meredith, do you have anything additional outside of student orgs to add?
Sure. So I know I already talked about Spartan Connect, but that's another great way to look at events and other things that are happening on campus as well. So all of our student groups, if they have an event, our office, even like Austin and Rachel's areas, they'll all have events listed on Spartan Connect as well. Another thing that is tied to Spartan Connect is our CORQ app. So it's CORQ. And you can find that in anywhere you would download an app. And that app is essentially connected directly to Spartan Connect, but it's also a quick resource for you to hold in your hand that you can filter, you can search for events. Maybe you see something coming up and you are like, oh, that looks great and it's in 2 weeks. I'm going to save this to my events. So you have the option to do that. another fun feature that I think a lot of our students love, and I love too, you could filter by free food or free stuff. So maybe it's around lunchtime and you're kind of hungry, you can see what events are happening through that as well. So the Cork app, again, if you're going to download 2 apps on campus, I guess, it would be the UNCG mobile app and the Cork app, because those 2 will be a really great resource to connect to finding out about what's happening. And again, there's also the social media for any organization that you're interested in, our CAP website. We also have we have 2 weekly emails actually that go out. So on Mondays, there's a Spartan weekly email that goes out to all students, and that comes from our division office. So that might have some of our programs, some student group programs, some bigger campus-wide programs that you might want to know about. And then our CAP office also sends out a weekly email on, generally we shoot for Thursdays, that has a highlight of any events or programs that are coming up that weekend. And that includes anything from our office, other offices on campus. It might include some future events as well. Sometimes it includes things happening in the Greensboro community. So we try to include a variety of options for students so they can learn just more about what's happening, not only at UNCG, but in the community as well.
That's great. For our families tuned in today, what are some pieces of advice you would give to them to support their students getting involved on campus?
My advice for parents and families would just be to be as knowledgeable as possible about the different resources that UNCG offers. It's really hard to help from afar when your student is on campus and they've either hit a challenge of something they're trying to figure out, or maybe there's something that they're interested in that they want to explore, and you know that they don't have all of the answers that they need in that moment. The more that you know of what resources to advise your student to connect with, that will be really, really helpful for you and your student both. Remember that UNCG has so many resources, programs, and people who are here to help students. Students are not alone on this campus, and they never have to figure out something completely on their own. The way you can help the most is helping make sure that they get connected to the right person or resource or office to help in whatever scenario they have. We've got offices and departments on campus, but there's also a lot of peers who help students while they're here on campus. If your student lives in a residence hall, they have an RA. If they're in a transition seminar, there's usually an upper class student leader that serves as a peer mentor. They also had the SOS that they're getting to meet and work with today during their small groups. And those SOS love hearing from their students during the year. So there's a lot of ways for students to get help and advice from offices and professionals on campus and their faculty members, as well as other student leaders.
Meredith, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, for sure. I love Rachel's answer, and I completely agree with everything she said. I think for one thing, from our perspective in CAP, is really encouraging your students to get involved and to try new things is really important. We totally understand that they're new to campus, that things might seem a little scary maybe. We've had students who often express having trouble making friends, which I totally understand. Even as an adult, I know that can be challenging. So really we encourage you to encourage your students to get involved in something, to try something new. You can really learn a lot. And for me, I think that college is really the great opportunity to try new things, because a lot of the opportunities and resources on campus are free at this point. And especially for students, you can go out, try a new organization, go on a trip with a student group that maybe you didn't really think that you would ever go on. So really encourage students to get involved, and also not to push them to get too involved either, because obviously already coming on your first semester, it's a lot of things happening, a lot of newness. So just helping your students find that balance, I think, is really important. And like Rachel said, there's so many resources on campus, so many offices willing to help between our 2 offices, and so many others, that a lot of people are here for students and they really want them to be successful. So my advice at the end of the day, encourage them to get involved. Don't push it too much, but also make sure that they are doing something that is interesting to them or something that they've always wanted to try.
Fantastic. I really want to thank Meredith and Rachel for joining us today. Let's give them a virtual SOAR round of applause. As we wrap up our session, I want to pass along some important reminders. So for students, don't forget that all of this information about your first year in CAP is available in your new student Canvas course. So you'll be able to review presentations, videos, and materials. For our families, all this information, that same presentations and such, will be available on the Virtual SOAR webpage. So be sure you check that out after your Virtual SOAR date. Students, don't forget, after this at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll join in your student small group to learn more about campus leadership, student employment, Connect Up, and some other various student organizations and campus involvement opportunities. Again, thanks so much for joining us today. Again, families, as a reminder, you'll get some information via email with an assessment, as well as that Virtual SOAR webpage. Thanks so much again, and have a great rest of your Virtual SOAR date.